Welcome to another tutorial video. In this tutorial video I'm going to be going through how to perform a quick sort on the list of numbers I've got in front of me here. So to start off a quick sort, I'm going to look for a pivot in my list of numbers. So to choose my pivot number, I'm going to go along the list. So I've got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10 numbers here. So if I go along 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, then I've got these two numbers in the middle here, and I pick either the left one or the right one, but it's important that I pick the same one. So if I pick the right one here, it's important that whenever I make this pivot decision later on in the algorithm, I always pick the right one. So I'm going to pick the right number here to be my pivot, and then what I do, I'm going to sort the list into ascending order. So that means that I'm going to have all my numbers that are less than 66 on the left hand side, and all my numbers that are more than 66 on the right hand side. But they've got to be in the order that they're given here. So the numbers that are less than 66, the first one that comes up is 4. The next one that comes up is 43. So just write that in there. The next one that comes up is 34. So write that in. And then that's it. So then my 66 comes up here. And then to indicate that it's been already used as a pivot, I'm going to put a square box around it and put a circle there. And then I write all of my other numbers that weren't used here out in the list on the right hand side. So 87, 88, 81, 70, 72, and 94. Okay, then I'm going to pick two pivots from each side. So my pivot from this side is just going to be the middle number because there's an odd number of numbers. So 43. My pivot on this side, I've got to make my decision again because there's an even number of numbers. I'm going to pick the right hand side one because I picked the right hand side one here. So for this one I choose all the numbers that are less than 43 to go on this side. So 4, 34, 43, and then put a square box around that one. Write out 66 again, put a square box around it. And then for this one I do the same but with 70, so all the numbers that are less than 70 I put on the left hand side, and all the numbers that are more than 70 I put on the right hand side. So I haven't got any numbers that are less than 70. So what I then do is put 70 right here. So put a little box around there. And then I start off by them writing out all the numbers in the order that they're given. Just like that. Okay, so you can see we're starting to get a some sort of order in this part of the list here. So I'm going to pick two more pivots. So I'm going to pick 81 as my pivot on this hand side because it's in the middle. I'm going to pick 34 because it's on the right, and I've picked the right hand side number for my other pivots where there's an even number of numbers. And I can see here that this bit's already in order, so I can just write 4, 34, 43, 66, 70. Okay, and then I get to my right hand side part of the list. So in this part of the list I'm just going to pick every number that's left of 81, so less than 81, to go on the left hand side, and every number that's greater than 81 to go on the right hand side. So I'm going to put 72 because that's the first number I come across that's less than 81. Then I've got no more numbers that are less than 81, so I put 81 in there, and then I just write out the rest of the numbers as they are in the list. Okay, and then I've got three remaining parts of the list here that haven't already been pivoted. So I've got the 4, the 72, and these three numbers here. So these three numbers, I'm just going to pick the middle number to be the pivot. And 72, I just pick 72 to be the pivot, and 4, I pick 4 to be the pivot. And because for these two there's no more numbers that I have to compare against, I just write them out as they are, because they must be in order. So, just write out all my previous pivoted numbers. Okay, and I've got to the 72, so I'm just going to write a square box around that because there's no more numbers to compare it to. 81 has already been pivoted, so this part of the list, I pick all my numbers that are less than 88 to go on the left hand side, and all my numbers that are more than 88 to go on the right hand side. So I'm going to pick 87 here to go on the left hand side. 88 stays where it is. Put a box around that. And 94, because bigger than 88, goes on this side. And then, as we had with the 4 and the 72, I just pivot these two, because they must be in order, because they are between two already pivoted numbers. And then we just write 4, we just write all of our numbers out, pivoted, and that means our list is sorted when we've got all of our numbers pivoted like that. Okay, well, I'll do a video on how we can quantify how efficient an algorithm is at some point in the future. But for now, that is the quicksort algorithm, and I'll be covering exam question examples on this in the future. Okay, thanks for watching.